there was a major peace movement, and people who weren't even peace activists were finding themselves in the streets because they were horrified by what was about to happen. You had, at the end of October, a major peace protest in Washington. And I think the New York Times piece the day after was organizers were very disappointed with how few people were there. So we did a piece that day, and we looked at, really, they were really disappointed. There were 100,000 or 200,000 people there. They were overwhelmed by the numbers. How could the Times say this? We called the reporter. We said, where were you? And she said, it's true, I wasn't there. She said, I went early in the morning before most people got there. And she said, then I was pulled off. Remember the Washington sniper at the time? She was pulled off on another story. So that goes to the Times putting resources into covering this major peace protest. And she said when she saw how big it was getting watching TV, she called in a correction on the numbers for the piece that was going to come out, but they never got the correction. We interviewed people there. We talked about the ridiculous Times coverage, saying that everyone was disappointed. 3 days later, they didn't issue a correction, but they had a major piece talking about how overwhelmed the organizers were with the number of people who had come out. So they didn't issue a correction. They just did a new piece. But this isn't just about one protest. It is about, look at February 15th, millions of people. That was 2003, 6 weeks before the invasion, about a week after Colin Powell gave his address. Millions of people rocked the globe for peace. When you have that level of protest, you might get a front page photograph. But it is hearing these peace leaders and think, when half the population was opposed to war in the United States at the time, what would it have been if they actually heard echoes of their own sentiments? And yet, to the highest levels of government, those sentiments were echoing, just not on the pages or in the network newsrooms or studios. And that's what has to change. The media has to stop being stenographers to power.